It is a great morning to stir the pot. So this is the pedigree of my best litter to date. And these aren't meat rabbits, these are my show rabbits. The top is baby, dad, mom, and if you go back and look at the grandparents, you'll see that Blue and Gigi are half siblings through their mother, Silly Sally. Again, this was my best litter to date. I had a litter of 6. 4 were 100% amazing showable, and 2 I would have kept as breeders. Not a single one was out the back bad. With that being said, that doesn't always happen. When it comes to sibling pairings, be it half or full, you have to understand that you need to cull extremely heavy normally. Remember, line breeding and inbreeding bring out the very best and the very worst of both animals because of how strong the genes are being pulled through from the gene pool because there's no outside genes. But to be honest, the more you line breed in a program, the more you know what you're going to get. This is about the closest I'll go. I'll take that blue doe and I will breed her out to a completely unrelated buck. In fact, we'll breed her to Strawberry. A lot of you know who Strawberry is because I don't stop talking about Strawberry. So I myself don't necessarily oppose sibling pairings, be it for show or for meat. But I understand that there is going to be some disagreements. Most of those disagreements are going to come from people who have never raised or bred rabbits in their life and don't understand the concept of line breeding, but they have a right to disagree with me. But to be honest, I'm going to try a pairing like this again because I absolutely loved what it produced. And I'll just continue to live by the motto of keep the best and eat the rest. So you are right in that I am not really well versed in guinea pigs. With that being said, I will tag a few of my friends who are, or at least know more research sources than I do. With that being said, the ARBA is a wonderful place to start. The ARBA not only focuses on rabbits, but cavies as well. The only thing I really know about guinea pigs is what I learned when my sister had guinea pigs growing up, but I am sure it's not up to date because that was nearly 10 years ago. But check out the ARBA's Raising Better Rabbits and Cavies. It's like their main book of care and how-to. It is excellent, and it's up to date to studies from 2020. So I'm super frustrated right now. My Calido has stopped producing milk at 2 weeks. She lost 2 kits from this, and now she has 2 kits left and Lucky. So I have to pull them from that cage, and I'm going to have to throw them in with 2 who already has 8 kits. I'll supplement feeds for the smallest kits, but I'm so frustrated right now. Thankfully, 2 is not a first-time mom, and she is used to these kind of shenanigans. I'm just worried about her milk production from a standpoint of her feeding all of her kits. So we'll try this, and hopefully it'll work. If not, I guess we'll go to 100% bottle feeding these 3. But so far, she's treating them like she would treat any of her other kits, with disdain and running away. A lot of you follow me for my rabbit content, but I just wanted to show you my baby quail that we just moved outside. Look at the tiny idiots! They always try to drown themselves. And of course, my bigger idiots. Oh, I love them so much. I think we can do that for you. So this is the front of the enclosure and the sides for a lot of aeration. And they have that little space in the back right there where they can kind of get out of the wind if need be. The top grow out part right here is just all one big section. And then the bottom is separated into 2 breeder cages. This is my Celadon focused cage. with my little Celadon rooster back there in the corner. And this is our jumbo cage. Granted, I have a rooster and a hen of the jumbo types, but they'll get there when it comes to breeding. Mostly I'm just having fun with Quail. So the whole, don't touch a baby bunny because mom will kill it thing or reject it thing is just an old myth. I touch and play with the baby bunnies all the time, and mama's still putting up with them. What I personally do is after a mama kindles, I ensure that she has time to clean the babies, and then I will go through and I will count to see how many she has had and remove any that are stillborn. After day 0, I will start weighing them once in the morning and once at night as a litter. But I'm kind of extra. If you don't want to be extra, I would just advise to look through the nesting box at least once, if not twice a day, to verify that your kits have full bellies and that there aren't any dead in the nesting box. This ensures that not only mom is feeding them, but if you do have a kit that passes, you can remove it from its litter mates so it doesn't chill them. One of my quail just laid their first egg. Look how tiny it is compared to a normal egg. I don't know which one of you laid my tiny little fairy egg, but good job, guys. Keep producing. So this is a rooster. If you press down, you're gonna get a lot of white foam. This is a hen, and if you look, it is just a wide opening with none of the foam. So we got 2 mamas that we're waiting on babies from. We got Penguin, who is a first-time mom, and by the size of that belly, I would like to bet money that she is going to give us babies in the next few days. And Miss Sadie, who is a second-time mom and did amazing, not only as a first-time mom, but as a foster mom as well for another litter. She raised 9 babies her first time and did amazing. Here's Mr. Strawberry, who is the dad for both of those litters, and I'm just really hoping they took this time. Because this is Strawberry's 3rd time with Penguin and his first time with Sadie, so I'd really like some babies out of him because he is gorgeous. So I was going to go to the Estes Park show on Saturday, but their catalog still isn't out yet. And I'm not getting an answer for my emails. So I texted my friend over at 777 Rabbitry, and I'm like, hey, are you going to the Estes Park show? They said, no, we're going to the Ignacio show. And I said, crap, can you just send me over the paperwork for the Ignacio show? I'm going there. I'm going to a show this weekend, darn it. Which is fine, I'm excited to go, but then my dumb self texts them and goes, hey, since you're going there, do you have, any champagne doughs or Rex doughs available? And they're like, oh yeah, we have a couple of, Rex doughs for you. So now I'm not going to be driving 3 hours one way, I'm going to be driving 5 hours one way with 2 young children and quite a few rabbits. Which is fine, whatever, I got you. The problem is I'm going to be bringing home another rabbit. No one tell my husband. We're just gonna tuck it in with the other rabbits and he'll never know the difference, right? So I'm not quite sure what you're asking, so I'm going to assume you mean heat. Is she okay to kindle when it's this hot, being June 22nd? And if I am wrong, please tell me in the comments. I'll make a new video, we'll discuss it. But here's what I do when I have lived in a warmer climate when it comes to breeding rabbits during the summer. When it comes to keeping my does cool, I make sure to allow them to have fresh, cold water all the time. And I also give them frozen water bottles to lay against. I'll also put cold water on their ears to help with that. And I constantly have a fan going in my barn. When it comes to the kits, I just make sure the doe's not overzealous when giving them fur to nest in. If it's too hot to keep them outside, you don't have an air conditioning unit, you don't have a fan, what I suggest doing is bringing the doe and the litter inside. Or at least into your garage if it's colder. I might keep does in my basement if it's too cold, but it's okay because if my bunnies die, I cry and my husband doesn't know what to do with me. So he lets me keep bunnies in the basement for my sanity. If you don't want to bring all of them inside, you can always just shelf the kits inside and take them out to mama 2 times a day. Heat isn't fun when it comes to breeding rabbits, but it is doable. Just keep an eye on the temperature and do what you can to keep mama and babies cool. So when it comes to kits, I normally start weaning at 8 weeks. What I'll do is I'll take all of the bucks out of the cage with the doe first, unless they're all bucks, and then I will take a few out at a time. Once I take out the first round of kits, I normally leave the rest with their mom for about 3 days before I start taking them out 2 at a time. And then I'll wait another 3 days or so and take out the next couple. The reason why I don't take them all out at once is because it's less stressful on mom and kits, and then lessens the chance of your doe getting mastitis. So I have a couple of different answers depending on breed, and I'll kind of walk you through it and the reasons. When it comes to our mini Rex and Rex breed type, I normally cull around 16 to 20 weeks to ensure that the skin on the pelt is a little thicker and easier to work with as I tan them. For our Californian breeds, which are mostly meat rabbits, you're looking at about 8 to 10 weeks, or whenever they hit 5 pounds. And with our silver foxes, again, you're looking at about 5 pounds at butcher weight. And for these guys, that's around 12 to 16 weeks. So I had to do some math, but I have a breakdown that I think is pretty reasonable for all sides, and you can kind of decide if it's worth it for you or not. In our area currently, the price per pound for rabbit is $10.72, and the price per pound for chicken breast is $3.50. And we're just talking like basic Walmart brand chicken breast, not Tyson. Tyson's closer to like $6.50, which is absolutely ridiculous. Right now, my litters are averaging about 10 kits to butcher time, so we're counting for attrition and everything as well. And when I butcher, they're around 5 pounds butchered out. So we're going to say it's about 50 pounds of meat. A litter to get to about 8 to 10 weeks on my Californians takes about 1.5 bags of feed, which my feed is about $20 a bag. So 1 litter will cost me about $30 to feed to butcher weight. So if I were to take 50 pounds of meat divided by $30, you're looking at about $1.67 per pound. So that on its own is worth it to me. I am getting meat at nearly half the price of what chicken breast currently is for the cheap stuff. If I were to sell 1 kit out of my litter, and we'll go on the low end of one of my Rex kits for 50 bucks, then I would be paying for my bag of feed plus about $20 extra to put towards anything else my rabbitry needs, or to put it towards the food of my other rabbits. So for me, that little bit of extra time that it takes to raise and butcher out my meat is way more beneficial than buying meat from the store. With meat being $10.72 per pound for a whole rabbit, I think I need to raise my prices for sales.